Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody. Welcome back to Ramblings Live. I am Lisa Wright Bryant. I'm president of the Westchester University Alumni Association. How have you been? Haven't talked to you in a while. Please now listen, alums, before we get started with this interview, I need everyone that is watching this. Give us a shout out. Say, hey, how are you? I'm so and so, class of this, class of that. Please tell us your name, where you are, what class you are. And guess what? Because you've been obedient, because you're doing what I tell you to do, you will be entered into a contest to receive a lovely Westchester University t shirt. All right? Okay. So get to getting, start doing it now. Okay. So today, I am so honored. I'm so honored to introduce our next guest. Our next guest is John Baker. He is a 1974 grad of Westchester University. He is an artist and former chair of the Westchester University Department of Art and Design. And guess what? I found out he was my professor. I hope that's a good thing. But please welcome John Baker. Yes.
Hey,
Woo-hoo.
Lisa. Thank
Hello,
you for
John.
having me today. Thank you for inviting me. So
You
I,
are welcome. Go
I,
ahead.
I have my social distancing beard for those who I haven't seen in quite a while. So I
Yes.
have put this on, and hopefully I'll be able to shave it off in June sometime.
You see me go like this, right?
Yeah.
And so this is really your incognito look. That's really what it is. And that's
It is.
okay.
It is.
Yes. So how are you doing? I mean, aside from the beard, aside from the hat, how are you
Yeah.
doing? How's COVID-19 affecting your family? We want to get that out the way first.
Oh, well, we're all doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Good.
Everybody
Hmm.
well. I I found that I'm having a lot more studio time than I've had in quite a while. Um,
Yeah.
Family is a very social group, so that's challenging. So I've learned Zoom quite a bit, and FaceTime is kind of a standard around here. But thanks again
Good.
for asking.
You are welcome. I understand that. Definitely. We talked about that before, how Zoom is affecting our lives and how you got to become acclimated to it. So, yeah, yeah. And you got more
Yeah,
studio time. So that's a good thing.
yeah, I'm not complaining. I have lots of good new work coming out.
Oh, I
So
can't wait.
I may keep on this track.
Okay. Well, listen, let's get right to it. I mentioned in your introduction that you're class of 1974. So, what was
Yeah.
your major and
I
your
was an
minor?
art. I was an art major. So at that time, we didn't have the BFA program. There's some vintage
Uh-huh.
photos popping up here. So the yeah. So I was an art major. Just coming to finish up my undergraduate degree.
Okay. Okay. Now, what made you choose Westchester?
Well, originally, I was up at Juniata College for my
Hmm.
freshman year, and that's where I really got introduced to the arts. And after a year there, I transferred to Westchester because I knew they had a ceramic program and a growing art program. So at
Yes.
the time, it was a well established and affordable education.
Yes. Yes. So you said at Juniata, that's where you were introduced to the arts. Now, was
Yeah.
that your intended major when you went to Juniata?
No, no, I was a biochem major. I was going to go into the medical field at that time.
Really?
hmm I had no intentions of pursuing art, but fortunately, a lot of the folks I met as a freshman were art majors, and I
Hmm.
would go hang out in the art building. And I thought, wow, I really think I'm going to change my direction here. And thank goodness I did. So.
You know what? And I know you're glad because those kind of things, you ever heard of, like you're watching television, you hear about different celebrities, they go into college and they want to be an English teacher and they come out saying, I want to go into Hollywood. So I look at it this way. It was in
Uh-huh.
there all along, John.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely,
That,
definitely. So,
that,
oh, wait a minute. There's a comment. I have to say this. I have to introduce to talk about this comment. Eva
oh,
said, "Wow,
okay.
that is a stellar beard." Did you see that? Eva said, "That's a stellar beard that
I
you have."
can't see it. What does it say? It's a
Well, that means stellar. It's
oh,
a stellar beard. Stellar.
stellar.
That means you
Okay,
have to keep it.
okay. I'll keep it going.
You got to keep it going. You definitely do. So let's talk about more at Westchester. So
Okay,
when you were a student at
okay.
Westchester, did you live on campus? Did you live uptown? Where did you live?
Well, I lived off campus because when I came to Westchester, I had already established a studio practice. So myself and a few of us who all came from Juniata, who
Mhm.
were all in the arts, we
Mhm.
found a property outside of town. It was actually a horse farm, and I was able to
Hmm.
set up pottery, studio and build a kiln.
Uh-huh.
At the same time, coming to Westchester to take my classes and do my studio practice there. So I was
Okay.
definitely a commuter at the time.
Okay. Okay. So I mentioned again in your introduction that you are the former chair of the Department of Art and Design. So we're talking
Mhm.
about how you were a student. How did you make the transition? What made you say, I want to stay at Westchester and I want to be a professor here?
Yeah, well, full disclosure, I was graduating in August of '74. For those who
Hmm.
have the context, the ice was just melting and most of the dinosaurs had left at that point in time. It was '74. Why is this guy still alive? But I was 21 at the time, and I had been accepted to graduate school down south
Yeah.
at East Carolina State University. And
Hmm.
time I was doing a lot of the firing and running the studio as a studio tech,
Hmm.
and the university, the art department, asked if I'd be interested in staying to teach a class as an adjunct part-time instructor. I
Hmm.
said, sure. So they're asking in August for the classes that are going to start. I hadn't even gotten my diploma yet to teach a class. So I
Uh-huh.
called my graduate institution. They said, sure, we'll defer your program. So I thought, okay, I'll stay like a year, pay off some of my student loan.
Yeah.
So I signed up and I walked into my first class, and the majority of the class was older than I was, and kind of like the picture you had shown earlier. My hair was down past my shoulders, and I just stood there. Everybody's looking around, wondering, where the heck is the professor? Where's the teacher? so so that's how that all started.
Uh-huh.
So I thought I was just going to stay, a year, maybe two at most, and
Wow.
tell you the truth, the loans paid off, my student loan, so
Hmm.
pay that off. But yeah, so basically, I never left. So
Well, that's a good thing that you never left.
yeah, yeah, I'm very, very grateful. So.
Yes. Yes. So tell us about your current professional position. What are you doing now?
Well, currently, I'm on a number of different art-related boards, but for the most part, I'm a full-time artist now. But I serve on the foundation, the Westchester University Foundation Board.
Uh,
I'm on the Chester County Art Association Board, the Public Arts Commission for Westchester,
mm,
and also the Art Trust. in Westchester. So as I sort of migrated from my teaching profession, I was recruited by a number of different boards to serve, and part of my nature is just to say yes. I guess I never learned how to say no. But I enjoy all of it, and yeah, there's so many rewards in each board, and especially the foundation, the university foundation. As you know,
Yes,
we share the residents. We're
yes, we
so
do.
supportive of the university and the students. So pretty much I retired from the art department, but I didn't get very far.
We're not letting you go anywhere. You know that. You know that.
Yeah, glad
So
to
I want to go
stay.
to. Well, that's right. We're holding on to you, definitely. At this time, we're going to go to Facebook. And Shelby said, "Hey, John, so exciting to see you." And she said she's calling in or listening rather from Hoboken, New Jersey, class of 2009.
Wow, hey, how you doing? Good, good. Oh,
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you again, we have a lot of comments. They love the beard. So that the one that I read to
okay.
you was not the only one.
Well, thanks for the encouragement. Um,
So going back to Westchester, your time at Westchester, what is your favorite memory as a WCU student?
Gosh, well, when I think back on all the time I spent in the studio, probably, and I don't think this has changed a lot for today's students, spending those late nights working. We would go all night in the studio, whether it be or making pots, firing kilns. Um, we were kind of nocturnal at that point in time, and I think that still holds true today for most of the students. So I had great experiences, just being a studio artist, studio student, and
Mhm.
working with all the different faculty. So that will stay with me for a long time.
Yes. And you know what? It's something because we as creative souls, I was in music, as you can tell, I have that music
Hmm.
background. And when we are students in the arts, that whole habit of being in the practice room and in the studio when we're in college, I mean, we carry that up to now. So I think that's
Yeah,
such a great,
yeah,
great memory that you have, definitely. So another
yeah,
question for
yeah,
you. Who
yeah.
is
There.
who is your favorite
Yes.
faculty or staff to collaborate with now?
Oh, well, favorite faculty and staff. Well, I see staff there. Well, I'm going to give a shout out to Lori Moran. She was my administrative assistant when I was chair. She's still there
Uh-huh.
now,
Hmm.
still helping all the chairs. And so I'm going to shout out to Lori as far as my staff.
Okay.
I guess current favorite faculty, is that what we're looking at?
Well,
I have to say, which this is probably a great segue, Andrew Snyder.
and
Andrew, I still collaborate with him and keep in very close contact. Hey, bud, how you doing? so, so,
see,
so,
John's taking
so
my job. He said I'm retired. I'm going to take the host's job. So everybody knows now. We are bringing on associate professor of the art department, Andrew Snyder.
Hey, Andrew.
Thank you for having
So Andrew,
me. Yeah.
for our audience, share with us your story and how you wound up in Westchester.
Oh, well, I think it's funny. My story, even though I wasn't a student, was kind of similar to John's in that
Okay.
I thought I was only going to be there for a semester or two. I was hired as part-time adjunct in 2010 to teach a Potter's Wheel class, and I really didn't want to, but we were over in Mitchell Hall, and Mitchell Hall at the time was a mess, and the ceramic studio specifically. So anyway, I just sort of fell in love with the students, and yeah, that's sort of the story is just that.
Listen, Andrew, what's not to love to fall in, what's not to love with a golden ram?
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sporting the purple and gold.
I'm so proud of you, John.
I think my hat is actually locked in my office on campus. I was looking all over for my Westchester hat, but I don't have it here.
Well, I'll represent us.
Okay.
Represent. But Andrew, show everyone you did have something. Show everyone what you had.
Oh yeah, I've got my Rams up. This is from homecoming last year. We go to homecoming every year.
That's right. That's right.
Kids too.
Okay. So, Andrew, you have your homecoming gear, and John, you got your hat and your scarf. So that means we are ready to play this or that. Now I'm going to say it, and then you tell me which one. Now, one of them you better get right. I told you before. Cake or pie? Which one? This or that?
Cake.
Pie.
Cake.
So one cake, one pie. Oh, okay. I like cake too. I have to get my. That's right. Let's see. Next. Call or text?
Call.
Call. I'm old school. Call. You know I'll call. If you text me, I'm going to call you.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Let's see what's next.
Jake.
Okay, here we go. Jake's Bar or the Red?
Oh, it's a tough call for me.
John.
I'll go Jake's.
That's the right answer.
John.
I know. I love the rat. I love the rat. But I got in less trouble at Jake's, so I'm going to go with Jake's.
Okay. Old Main or New Main?
Old Main for me.
I never saw
Old Main.
I'm gonna have to say New Main.
I'm with you, Andrew. I never saw it. I never saw Old Main.
I didn't either, but I saw the stones from it.
Wawa or 7-Eleven?
Wawa. Wawa.
Yes, they have the best coffee. I know this is not their commercial, but okay. Amores or Rigtown?
Oh,
Rigtown.
Yeah, I'll go Rigtown.
Well, because it goes hand in hand with Jake's. So you
Yeah, exactly.
It's an A or B question, right? The beach or the pool?
Oh,
Beach.
Bay. Since the Bay has a beach, I'll have to go with beach.
The beach, okay. Beach. And what about you, Andrew?
Oh, beach for sure. Yeah, I just want to get on the
Yes, definitely. Okay, here we go. Beer or wine?
Which one?
I know the answer to that. We both said whiskey, I would say.
What's that?
That's not on the list.
Oh, okay, bourbon, but if bourbon's not on the list, I guess I'll go with wine.
I'll go ahead and say beer. I will say beer.
Are you messing up the game here for you?
Yes. That's the creative. That's the creativity.
I know. We're outside the box, you know. We can't
We are.
follow the rules.
Books or TV? I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Me, TV for me.
Books for me.
Okay. I'm surprised neither one of you said art. You know,
Well,
what?
art books. How's that? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let me take a breath. So, Andrew, I have a question for you.
Sure.
A question and a request. Okay. How has virtual learning been for you and your students? And my second part is, what message would you give your students right now?
So virtual learning has really, really affected the ceramic students. I mean, we were pretty reliant on being in the studio for most everything that we did. The message that I would say, and I'm like really, really proud of my students. We did wild clay harvesting for the end of the semester after social distancing began, and so many students just went out and dug holes and found clay and made stuff. So my message is just, you know, keep on going, and you know, that's all we can do. So
Yeah.
killing it, because my students, they crushed it because we weren't even in the studio and they still were making work. So props.
And you know what? I want to go ahead.
Okay.
I want to commend you as an art professor and your students to keep going. And again, we were laughing about being creative. One thing, and this is how I feel. One thing I know about when we have that creative juices, we learn how to look at a situation and say, okay, it looks like that, but let me think of another way around it. It really taps into the creativity that we have as musicians, as artists, as writers. So I just think I give my definitely hats off to you and your students.
Yeah, thank you. My students.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. So, John, back to you. I let you take a little break. You're back on the hot seat. Okay, you're on the hot seat.
Yeah, I'm still thinking of Jake's and the rat. Sorry, I'm back. Okay.
I told you you answered it wrong, but it's okay. Well, question for you. You have such a long history with West Chester University. What makes you proud to be an alum? Give me the number one thing that makes you proud to be an alum.
Oh gosh, I should have thought about that question. I guess really what West Chester did for me as an alum. It gave me the opportunity to have a lifelong career, and really never lose my purple and gold.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So before we get to our last question, I want to give a shout out to Eva Josenes, who is our winner of the West Chester University t-shirt. Eva!
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Yes. So this is my last question.
We'll be seeing that t-shirt on Instagram, I think, won't we?
You know you will. You know you will.
Yeah, good.
You know what, John? Since you have studio time, before I get to my last question, that could be a project for you, creating t-shirts.
Yeah, there you go. I'll surprise you. I'll have all the questions back. The answer in the front.
So this is my last question for both
Yeah.
of you. What is the best advice that you can give our current and graduating students? I'm going to start with Andrew.
Sure.
Andrew, you go first. What's the best piece of advice you can give students right now?
I mean, right now, I think this is just true of any time, is just don't give up. I mean, it's hard right after graduation. I think I remember it wasn't that long ago, but yeah, just don't give up.
Yeah,
You'll do it. You'll crush it, whatever it is that you want, because you're Golden Ram, right?
that's right. That's right. Great piece of advice. And what about you, John? Okay, here he is. John,
Oh,
what about you?
yeah.
What piece of advice
I would
would you give
say
our
never
students?
lose your creative voice. Continue to keep learning and pursue your dreams.
Yes, yes.
Dreams.
Yes. Well, students, you heard it, students, alums, because actually both pieces of advice is not just for our students, is not just for our, our newest alums, but it's really for all of us to just keep going and never lose our creative voice. So I want to say thank you. I have had fun with both of you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so proud to be, as always, proud to be a Golden Ram, and I appreciate you on behalf of the Alumni Association. Thank you both for your work, your sacrifice, your diligence. That's right. Okay.
Rams up.
Rams up. Rams up, both of you. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Lisa.
You're welcome. You're welcome.